Hey friends, VoiceOver Cass here. As you can see, I am in the middle of a Pokemon tournament. And it's really loud there, so I'm going to keep this as a voiceover. You can keep this video on the side of your screen and just relax your shoulders and just listen to me yammer on about my adventures in my first ever Pokemon tournament. So I went to my local card shop this morning to try to get my hands on some Mega Evolution cards, and they were having a pre-release event later that afternoon. So I thought, of course, I'm just gonna sign up. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna get my Mega Evolution. We're gonna put on the channel. It's gonna be great. Turns out that that pre-release event happened to be a tournament where you had to play in the tournament in order to get the product. So I got a build and battle box that I had to open up and build a deck with so I can immediately use it to play in this tournament. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was completely freaked out and scared, super nervous. There were so many people there. They all had Pokemon mats, they had dice, they had little accessories that I still actually don't know what the accessories are for because I didn't get that far. But yeah, if you already know how to play Pokemon, this video is going to be a little boring. You'll just listen to the sound of my voice because I am going to try to explain what I learned. I learned some things, I figured out some other things. The person I was playing with was absolutely so patient with me and so nice. Obviously, they swept the floor with me. Spoiler alert, I lose. But I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun listening to all the rules and figuring out how it works. And it is a pretty fun game to play. So the first thing I had to do was make my deck. So the build and battle box comes with a pre-made deck, and then it comes with booster packs. So I had the pre-made deck already. I organized them all by type first, and then I opened all the booster packs, and then I organized that by type. And my strategy for making my deck completely unaware of how you're supposed to do it was to kind of vary up all of the Pokemon. So I took Pokemon that were basic Pokemon and then the evolution of those basic Pokemon because I knew that that was important. And then I knew that I needed some energies, so I tried to put energies in there that were for the Pokemon that I was picking for my deck. And then I tried to get the ones that were like that had the most HP and then like had the strongest attacks, and I was reading a little bit, and it was a process. It was a process, and I was like, okay, I've got a good idea. This is smart. I'm just gonna vary it up as much as possible. So I make this like super varied deck where there's like a whole bunch of different types, barely any energies, barely any supporter cards or trainer cards, which apparently I needed. And it turned out that my strategy for building a deck was not the best. You should not do what I did. You will absolutely lose. My opponent decided to basically do the opposite when he made his deck, and obviously he has the right move. He made a deck that was almost entirely grass type, and he had all the evolutions. He had multiples of the same Pokemon. I could have did that, but I didn't, and I definitely paid for it.
You're doing so good.
Okay.
Look at how many Pokemon you have.
Okay. Okay, so I did this, so now I put this on.
You don't have any more trainers?
Right here, my very kind opponent is explaining to me that I cannot put more than one energy on a Pokemon in one turn. I thought he had meant that I could only put one energy of like each type, so I had put the energy of the silver one, and then I tried to put the fighter type energy, and he was like, no, you can't do that. And then I had to listened to him more than once to try to figure out that he meant I can only do one per turn. So I was completely fresh. And I think at this point, he realized that he was just about to wipe the floor with me. So he seemed a little bit more excited to play because he was like, okay, I'm just going to teach her, really. So I appreciated that. As you can see, he's got a lot of the grass types. He evolves his Pokemon. He's got these little accessories over on the right side of the screen. They're yellow. They're like some type of pin or something. I'm not sure. If you know what it is, please leave a comment and let me know because I am looking to learn what exactly went on here. If anybody actually knows what he's doing in his turn right now, that would be great to explain to me because I tried to follow and he was verbally explaining, but I was like, what's going on? So he does this Ultra Ball move, which I actually had one of these that I could have put in my deck. I didn't. And I realized as soon as he played his that I should have. But he pulls that out. He does what he's doing. He does this like stacking thing. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but I was like, okay, I was in it. I was into it. I was impressed. And I was like, all right, maybe I can try to do that. But then, of course, when it gets back to my turn, I physically cannot because my deck is just like not made for it at all. So he's explaining how to evolve a Pokemon because he is already about to do it. And then he's using a trainer card, which I don't remember what it said, but he used it to do something. I end up putting a little trainer card of my own too, so don't think I didn't try my best here. So my opponent and I started this equally nervous. I think he was nervous to clearly get ready to kick my butt, and then I was nervous because I wasn't sure if he was going to actually explain anything to me. I thought I was just going to have to sort of stumble through it, but he was so nice, and I think at this point I had relaxed a decent amount, especially watching him do his turn. I figured out that I would just kind of learn as much as I could, and it felt really good because I was actually the only one of maybe like two, maybe three girls that were actually playing in this tournament. It was just a room full of like 30 men, and they were all there with their mats and they had dice. And there was like one other girl that I did see with a mat and dice and the accessories. But I noticed people were just kind of like staring at anyone who was a girl. So I got some stares. They were just a little curious looking. They were smiling. I didn't feel too bad about it. I was like, well, I'm here. I'm trying my best. You know, I wasn't sure if they were like, what's this girl doing here? But, oh, this is when I finally played my trainer card. So I played my trainer card and it basically just added HP for my Pokemon, but then it also added HP for my opponent. So we both got extra HP. At this point in the game, we actually haven't started attacking each other yet. So he's been working steady to evolve his Pokemon, and I've been working steady to figure out what I'm doing. I've got some energy on mine, and now my main Pokemon has some extra HP. So my turn ends and then it goes back to him. At this point in the tournament, people have started to walk around and observe each other because they're done. So my game is lasting a really long time compared to everybody else who came prepared. People are walking around, they're kind of like standing by watching me, and there's a couple of people that are just like consistently staring. I'm getting super nervous. And I start sort of chatting to the people around me, but what I'm noticing is that I'm kind of picking up the game at this point. His deck starts to make sense to me, and I realize how flawed mine is, and I get really excited. I get excited because I'm thinking I could actually do this. I could come to these tournaments. My local card shop has them all the time. People are walking around being encouraging. They're staring at me, but some of them are smiling. They kind of, they're excited to see someone new, I think, learn. My opponent is absolutely being super nice and is liking the teaching role. So as I can see him sort of relax, as we go on and on, he's explaining and he realizes that his goal here is not to wipe the floor with me mercilessly. It's to teach me how to lose. There goes 180 damage on my Pokemon. Complete KO, of course. And I noticed that I don't have Pokemon like that are going to be able to kill his. They're not ready. The ones that I have to promote one at this point. This is when I realized that I can promote. And I don't have anything to sort of allow this one to attack because this one needs like multiple energies and then an energy that I don't even have in my entire deck. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to continue to go through the motions because this one's not going to be able to do anything but the regular basic attack that is going to take a million turns to do any real damage to his Pokemon. So I'm getting into the swing of it mentally. I'm feeling good. I realize on a visceral internal level, the level of which I'm going to lose. But I'm oddly motivated to keep coming back to these and kind of learn because I think if I just had a better deck, I could have actually done something here. I could have actually given him a pretty good game. So I start chit-chatting with him a little bit here. I'm going to let you listen to that, our little back and forth when he's teaching.
You need water, you need the energy specifying the attack. Right now you have, you can make this happen because you have one method.
And then once I attack, then it goes away. Like this, then do I discard this after I attack?
No.
No, it just stays.
Unless the attack, they say that this card.
Oh, okay.
This one is just the name of the attack, so
Yeah.
he do 30 damage.
Okay. So for the tournament, they gave us the build and battle box to start, which had some booster packs inside. And then there were going to be 3 rounds of the tournament, and you would get another booster pack after completing each round. And I wasn't exactly prepared for the tournament at all, obviously, and I wasn't prepared for the time commitment. So I actually ended up only doing this round and getting that 1 extra booster pack that I opened up on Shorts a few days ago. And I didn't get a hit in that one, but I did get a hit in my opening of the build and battle box with the deck and the booster packs. So he's just done some damage to my little Pokemon there, unfortunately. But he uses the dice at this point because he doesn't actually KO it because of my trainer card. So it did help keep my Pokemon alive for a whole nother turn. Spoiler alert, he does kill it next turn. And he picks up another prize card. So those 4 prize cards to my right, those are the ones that are what you pick up when you kill an opponent's Pokemon. And then when you kill all 4 or you pick up all 4 of your prize cards, then you've won the game. So I feel like with Pokemon, there's a lot of scalping happening and a lot of people being, they're just trying to be in it for the money. They buy up all the product and the community gets a little bit of a bad rap or a bad connotation around it. But when you come to these tournaments, these events where people are just in it for like the love of the game and they're here to like play and have fun and connect with each other, you start to see it for what it really is. It's really a welcoming space. And I feel like, I was one of the only few girls. And I'm just wondering if any girls watching right now and they're kind of like hesitating on whether or not they want to try to throw themselves into this thing, I just want to say you should absolutely do it because this community has been so just genuinely welcoming, and I think it's so much better to play and talk about Pokemon in person with people instead of online where it's all about getting the most valuable card or reselling it or getting it PSA graded. I don't think we need to focus on that. I think we need to focus on the fun of it. These cards are super cute. The illustrations are beautiful. And everyone just wants to have fun with each other. They want to get cool cards, yes, but they want to get them so that they can play the game. And that's ultimately what it's about. So he just successfully KO'd my Dialga Pokemon, and that's 2 for him. He's got 2 left, but this is where he really picks up momentum and starts to sort of just annihilate all of my Pokemon. I've got 1 more Pokemon that has enough energy to actually make some attacks. Otherwise, those other Pokemon, even if they were up and active, I wouldn't be able to attack with them at all because I don't have any energies attached to them. So I didn't have anything else in my hand to put down, and I was kind of at a handicap at this point. So I tried to put a little bit of a trainer card down. That trainer card is the repel card, so what he had to do as my opponent was remove his active Pokemon and put a benched one up there, and then sort of just switch them up, you know, just one for one trade. The hilarious thing that he does is he just switches it for the exact same Pokemon with the exact same energy set, so really there was no change, but that just has to do with how good he had his stuff all set up. I had a really good time learning from my opponent, and I've been having a really great time making these YouTube videos on my channel. I've made over 100 shorts at this point, and I've just now starting to get used to sort of trying these longer format videos. And I want to really try to do some more. So I'm thinking about putting up some vlogs, letting you all get to know who I am as a person, see my lifestyle, see my day-to-day. And I'm hoping that you like the content. I'm hoping that you want to get to know me just as much as I want to get to know you. Leave some comments about some stuff that you'd like to see, some questions you have, or maybe to give me some advice about my first Pokemon match. Maybe you saw some things that I should have done at any given point, and I would be happy to read that. So here my opponent's about to knock out another one of my Pokemon and take his third prize card. And I am chuckling just in disbelief of like the fact that I understand what's happening now, and I'm like, dang, I really could have actually played this game had I came with just an ounce of preparation. But otherwise, I'm just being a good sport. On my channel coming up, I think I'm going to get into some of my other hobbies. Something that I'm learning how to do is sewing. I'm actually learning how to make my own clothes, and I'm low-key thinking about making some like costume style stuff, cosplay style stuff for conventions. And I'm also self-teaching Japanese. So I don't know exactly how to make a video about that yet, but I'm thinking I want to just bring anyone who wants to see the process along for the ride. And if you've stuck around this long for this video, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Leave a comment to let me know that you have stuck around to the end. You can leave a heart-shaped emoji in a color of your choosing. I prefer blue, but you can pick whichever one you want. Just let me know that you stuck around to the end. And if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me a comment. Lets me know that it's the kind of video that you want to see on the channel. Or you can leave a comment letting me know why you didn't like it. I would love the feedback either way. Thanks for the patience with my microphone also, guys. It's definitely a work in progress. All right, friends, I just lost the game. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.